into it. All rocking and rolling. Let's go straight into it. 5S webinar. That's how wanted to beat you to the punch. Sorry, Kat. Let's go. What's going on?
Not much really. So I'm back. I started walking the floor now, getting leads for my hamper, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. How you going walking the floor with the hamper?
Not bad. So most of the people, they're pretty open to it, and I have like my list has obviously name, number, and goal, and everyone wrote down a goal. So
okay, nice.
They have something that they are working towards to.
That's pretty good.
Maybe need help, maybe don't need help. One way to find out. And yeah, so I'm just concentrating really on this only.
Yeah, well done.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm trying to just walk the floor for like 5-10 minutes when I basically have a slot. Because yeah, I'm driving between the two locations at the moment, which is half an hour drive in between them. And then I usually got clients then. And so usually I got 21 clients. That's 38 sessions.
Sorry, how many names you got in your hamper?
I got from this morning, I got 7, but from the road gym.
Yeah.
And I got around 20 from Anytime.
Nice. Well done. All walking the floor?
Walking the floor, yes.
It's good. Well done.
And yeah, I got a few more. Probably, I haven't counted them, probably around 30, but I left out while I was away, I actually left out the hamper and the list there, and a lot of people put down their name.
Yeah.
I don't trust it too much because last year I did the same thing. I just left out my list and just like let it happen. Yeah. But this was not very high quality because they were just out of the hamper and you didn't get that personal contact. So I don't trust it too much. I'm just like counting on those I actually talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is roughly around 27 at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. How you going? Bouncing around everywhere? Still got your head on straight?
Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. It's like it's a lot. Like I wish I could reduce the driving. But that's something that I can't do at the moment. But hopefully next year at some point. But yeah, it doesn't bother me too much as well. It's all good at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. You attended the leverage webinar?
Yes.
Yeah. Had a little chat about everything in there regarding trainers.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about trainers, and it's mainly that I should advertise now and hiring next year, early January.
Yeah.
To hire a new trainer and like really taking my time with the new person, making sure it's the right fit.
Yeah.
And the other thing, it was also like just concentrate on leads, like don't go for 200 leads. I mean, I got only 1 week left. I'm aiming for 50 to 100 leads.
Yeah, nice.
Even to get like 80, it seems to be like if I'm making my round in 10 minutes, it's easily to get 10 to 15 names. That's not an issue. And and then for next year, we talked about like what are our goals for the next year.
Yeah.
And I have very clear goals. So I think something that I really need to work on is that I'm really sticking to my guns and also to the contract and guidelines that I set up for my business and not letting people mucking around with that. Because often I said like when sometimes fans said, oh, can we do the payment like this, or can we do it like this, and blah blah blah. Then I often said, yeah, okay, we can do this just for the sake, I think, to get that client.
Hey, Christina. Yeah.
But often, sometimes it was okay, but often I really got disappointed with a few people who asked me to change things. they were really difficult to handle and actually were a pain. And also they didn't take it seriously and didn't achieve the goal.
Yeah.
Not because I'm necessarily a bad trainer or a bad nutritionist.
Yeah.
It's literally because they wanted to muck around so much, and in the end, they didn't care as much or like didn't take it too serious in order to achieve their goals.
No. So
Like, yeah, this is like something I really want to work on. So I said that I was this year, it's like the first year I'm on my own business. I'm going into my second year next year.
yep,
I think I have learned a lot this year.
it's good.
Things that work, things that don't work. And I think the main thing is that really I maybe don't need to be as nice, like being nice, but also sticking to your guns.
Yeah.
And which is very difficult sometimes.
Example.
And
What's an example?
I don't know. It's often I think it comes down to the. I can't think of an example right now.
No. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just want to ask, I want to hear out of your mouth, like, where are you being too nice and letting people kind of make you change how you do things?
I'm setting them, like just recently, I have one online client. We had the consultation in the gym, but because she's traveling between Alice Springs and Darwin, so she's actually 4 weeks in Alice and 2 weeks here in Darwin, and she was now 2 weeks here in Darwin.
Yeah.
And she asked for 2 personal training sessions to see if she's doing the exercises correctly and so on. I said, that was unfortunately the week when I was away. So I put her on with my trainer. And yes, and she's usually supposed to check in once a week with me. So we're using Loom. So we're recording videos.
Yeah.
And that she kind of explains to me how she's feeling. She goes through the data. So I have an Excel file where I want them to put down the data, like their macros, the workouts. I said, don't worry because I see what they're doing in the app.
Yeah.
And I want to like give me an overview how they feel, how the week went with all struggles and everything that obviously went well. So, and this kind of system really works. I have 2 online clients. I'm doing it this way. And so this person, she was now in 2 weeks in Darwin. She did her personal training sessions with Alex.
Yeah.
And I still wanted her to check in with me. And she said, okay, sorry, I can't do it. I don't have my laptop with me. Oh, sorry, I'm out with my friends. Oh, sorry, Kate, I can't do it because I'm with my friends camping. And then I was like, okay, just make sure you do it when you get back.
Yeah.
I probably should have been a little bit harder because this way she will never achieve her goal. And I said, like, so I sent a message, yeah, okay, but it's fine, just do it when you get back and be like back in civilization.
Yeah.
But I also said, you can, if you know you're going away and being somewhere in the middle of nowhere, you can send through your check-in always earlier. Like, and she said, oh yeah, but I didn't have my laptop. And I was like, it's an excuse. And
Tell them how it is.
yeah, and yeah,
Tell them.
yeah,
You don't have to
like,
check in. If you don't check in, I can't guarantee you'll get where you want to be. And it comes down to them, of course.
Yeah, I was a little bit like, for example, in the last check-in, she was like, okay, I didn't achieve the weight loss that I wanted to achieve for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, and then went through all the data. And I said, so, well, you have not been in a calorie deficit. So, well, then she said, oh, yeah, I had drinks. Oh, yeah, we had a little bit of food here. So, yeah, those things, they're okay, but they get you out of your calorie deficit if you're not being careful. And then she said, I was like, I'm very sorry, but you have not been compliant, and I don't think it should be a surprise that you didn't lose the weight. And I felt so bad saying that, but also I was just honest. And like, I do have problems being that direct with people. I said, hey, look, you didn't achieve that goal because you didn't do what you needed to do.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that I need to work on. I need to be a little bit more direct and like telling them, okay, this and this is you have to do. If you don't do it, you're not gonna get anywhere. And in the end of the day, you probably blame me.
You got to remember, you know, so I could go down a rabbit hole with this, and I don't mind going down a rabbit hole, but you know, it could be, pardon?
That's fine.
Um, I'm sure everyone else has had this point, and I don't have this issue anymore because I'm just like, well, you got to separate yourself from being a coach to being a friend. Yeah, I heard this on a podcast weeks ago. I was like, yes, absolutely. Like, I agree. So if you want to be a friend to someone, you sit at a bar with someone, and your friend, your friend wants to lose weight. They want to lose 5 kilos, and your friend's going to have a beer. And you could be a friend, but like, oh, it's okay. You're going to have 2 or 3 beers. It'll be all right. You're just going to have fun. Yeah, it's okay. It won't matter. But then you regret it the next day. Or you can be a coach, the person that's not a friend, but actually an ally, slash coach, and say, didn't you say you want to lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos? Why are you drinking that? Yeah. So you want to lose 5, 10 kilos. Then, oh, I'm just having a beer, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, get something else. Have a soda water and lime, or something that's actually going to help you achieve the goals that you want. Yeah. But that's how we're going to take coaching, the same mentality. Yeah. People aren't hiring you to be a friend. They're hiring you because they need help. And if you want to be a friend to someone, you didn't do your check-in. You could do it later. That's right. Oh, okay. You didn't fill in your food for this week. Just make sure you do it next week. Oh, okay. You went a bit over here for 3, 4 days. You had a lot of carbs. That's not going to help, but that's okay. Let's fix it up. No, yeah, got to be a coach. And that's how I take any consults these days. I had a lady, prime example, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and was doing everything on paper that should see her losing weight. She was doing it very unhealthily. She was having like 600, 700 calories a day, all salads, maybe some steaks for lunch and dinner. And I didn't get into her until at the end. She told me early on she had an alcohol problem. And this lady, I think maybe mid to late 40s, yeah, maybe mid to late 40s, bottle of wine a night, and on the weekend 2 to 3 bottles a day. So Friday, Saturday.
I like this in the past as well.
So, and she told me that, and I was like, oh, I see the problem is. I didn't say that straight away, but then she said, yeah, but I counter that by I get my steps in and I'm eating really well. So I don't know why I'm losing weight. I don't know why I'm losing weight. I'm like, you're doing the worst thing. You're consuming the worst possible thing in the world to not lose weight, worse than carbs, worse. Like I could easily, if I had to choose between a bottle of alcohol every night or eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all McDonald's meals, and I had to have a bet what I'm more likely to lose weight on, I'd rather do McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yeah, than have a bottle of alcohol every night. I can guarantee you I'll lose weight eating Macca's over having a bottle of alcohol, and all my other meals are healthy. Anyway, point being, and I let her do a dash to the end of the consult, and she's like, so what do I need to do? And I was like, and I just said, I'm going to be honest with you. It's all right if I'm honest, because I'm not here to tell you all these things. I'm going to tell you what you need to do and why. And I said, alcohol. You have an alcohol bottle of white, and I had to explain to her. She already knew. She knew what the problem was. She didn't want to face it. Alcoholic. She said, I go to AA meetings. They don't do anything for me. I'm alcoholic. I was like, and I was trying. My thing is, I always say to people is I try to get them to cry. Like man or woman, doesn't matter. I try to get them to cry in a good way because they're facing what their issues are. I don't get them to cry saying you're a piece of shit. This is why you haven't achieved your goals. I'm trying to get them to cry because I'm trying to get to really know them, get deep while they're here. And this lady, she ended up crying. Of course, she signed on, but at the end of the day, because here's me saying, alcohol is the worst thing for you. But the point being, the main point I said, I was like, what is more important to you? And she said, I just want to lose this. She just had the beer, the beer belly, the alcohol belly. That's it. Everything else, if you didn't see the stomach, you'd think, yeah, she's fit. She probably looks after herself. But she just had the stomach of someone that just drinks. You get the beer belly, just that. She said, I just want to lose this. I hate this. I hate this. And she kept telling me, I hate this. And I said, bigger for you? Your love of alcohol? What's more important to you? Your love of alcohol at the moment or hate the way that you look? She says she hates the way you look. Does it, do you hate the way you look more or do you love alcohol more? Which is more important to you? Would you rather you love alcohol or do you hate yourself? And she said, no, I hate myself more. I was like, well, there's your answer, isn't it? And she got serious. She's like, no, you're right. You're right. I have to fix this. And then ever since that chat, she dropped down to the first week was one glass of wine a night. It was sparkling wine. That's healthier, apparently. Because 2 or 3 bottles of that on the weekend every night is healthier. And then hey Christian. And then yeah, one glass of wine a day, sometimes two max. And she lost like a kilo more than that in the first week. And then obviously ever since then, like second, third week, she went down to one glass every second day. Then after that, she's been sober. She says the best thing that's ever happened to her. She didn't stay for long as a client because that was her issue. And then once she saw that she cut the alcohol out and she started, this is a gal that was for years, bottle of alcohol minimum and stuck. But you just drill into it. So I'm not here to be your friend, as savage as that is. I'm here to be your coach. That's why you're chatting to me. You don't need another friend telling you, oh, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. Or you don't need another partner saying it's okay, have you wine, helps you feel better. You know, you need someone that's going to help you. Yeah. And tell you that in a nice way, you're being shit. You want to change. Like, this is why you're here. This is what you got to do. And I said, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take what I'm saying as what's facts. Like, you walk away, you decide not to go with me. It's not going to change my life, but you can change your life. Yeah. And yeah, she did it. She did it. But point being is that you gotta not be a friend to people. You got to be a coach. You got to be an ally, which is someone that says, "No, I'm going to help you. This is what you got to do. Don't be shit." But then people actually respect you though as well. People actually respect you. People don't respect you that you tell them it's okay. Oh, it's all right. Next week's better. Because then they'll say, oh, well, Kate's being a nice person. She's being a friend. She's telling me it's okay. Or you can say, oh, do what you need to do. You're not doing this. You can keep doing that. You're not going to get the results you want. You're either going to stay the same or go backwards. You know what we said. You know that you're not good with food. You know that you have drinks. Put it in. Tell me what you're doing. You said that you wanted to go to the gym or exercise. Just if you're away camping, whatever, get your steps in and do something. Yeah, you don't have to go backwards, but you can still do something. You can still go on walks, which you should be when you're camping. This is what you're here for. Yeah, this is what you're paying for. This is why you wanted to chat to me. Yeah. Or you could not do it, make up some excuses and stay the same in 2 weeks. And then we won't chat anymore. You won't want to go with me because, and I'll say it because you said, you'll go off and saying, oh, Nathan's no good. He's like everyone else. He doesn't help. Or no. Or it can be Nathan or Kate told me I have to do this and to be accountable because that's what I know I need. I'm doing it. I'm going to change. But yeah. People will respect you more for when you tell them their shit in a nice way. Kick him in the butt and then kiss it better, is what I said to Simon once and what he quotes now. Kick him in the butt, kiss it better. If that's the thing. But that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can anyone else relate to that? Anyone find themselves a bit too nice to people and then people kind of take advantage and don't do the stuff. And then you know that single hands go up. And I used to be that. I used to do that. And then people end up quitting. And then half of it is they're saying, oh, Caitlin or Tash or Nathan is a shit coach. He just told me what everyone else says. I didn't work. Where, yeah, we take responsibility. Got to take responsibility. I said, yeah, I could have done better. I could have actually told them what they need to do. And if they're not going to do it, they're going to say the same, which is not why they chatted. Yeah. Yeah, that's the long-winded response. But yeah, don't be their friend. Be an ally. Be a coach. Yeah, but you got to do it and tell people their shit, but then be nice about it. Kick them in the butt, then kiss it better. Say, Kate, yeah, you got to be more savage with people. You got to, otherwise people are going to leave you and you're not going to be the coach. You're going to think it's your problem. But what you're going to do is take responsibility and you are, a great coach and you are great from big things, but you actually have to act like a coach. Yeah. And so told you a little bit shit, but then I said, no, you're really good. You're amazing. You just gotta Be that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit sandwich. Shit sandwich.
Yeah, 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 got it. Yeah,
Say something good, then say the shit, and then say something
yeah,
good.
got it.
So yeah, it's how we have to be. Stop being nice. Be a coach. Don't be their friend. They don't not hiring a friend. They've got friends.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not yeah. Anyway, um, does that make
no,
sense? My long-winded
it
response.
does, it does make sense, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Anyone
it's
can relate to that. Everyone
definitely
can relate to
my
that.
goal for the next year.
Yeah.
Or like, not even, we still have December for this year.
Yeah. Again, that comes down to what I always preach. You got to go into the gym and you got to tell yourself and believe that you're the best.
Yeah,
Yeah. I go to any gym wherever I'm at. If there's 10 coaches or there's one coach, just me, and I say, I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the one that's going to help everyone. And
yeah,
that radiates confidence off you. Other people can smell it. That, oh yeah, this guy's confident. And you're gonna, yeah, tell them how it is. This is why I get results. This is why people work with me because I don't beat around the bush. This is what you got to do. Cut the shit out. Do this. That's
yeah,
my passion. That's passion. Yeah. Does that help you out, Kate? I mean, you already knew, you already kind of answered your own thing, but I was just adding on to it.
yeah, no, it does. And it's, yeah, just need to do it now.
Just need to do it. My advice is don't wait until next year. Do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Don't be a New Year's resolution.
no, I hate those things myself.
Exactly. So don't fall into that category. If you think, oh, I need to change something, do it now. Because you know, you might have a consult tomorrow and they might be the exact same thing. Oh, I drink every night, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, and you could, oh, this is my chance. Do I tell them it's okay? Or do I be like, nah, cut the shit out? And I'm like, Kate told me tell me to,
That's
you know,
gonna change my
stuck it in my
perspective.
face. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. All right. Yeah, I think I'll work with her. Yeah, make them cry. Make them cry in a nice way. Make them cry. I've never had someone cry, not cry, and then I've never had someone cry and then not sign on.
Okay, make them cry.
Make them cry in a nice way. Yeah, make them cry. They always come back for more. Sounds a bit ruthless, but anyway. Anyway, cool. Anything else, Kate?
Um, no, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Cool.
I don't have any other issues. How do you make someone liking the gym?
How do I make someone what?
I have a client, she doesn't like the
Andrew.
gym,
Yeah.
but she thinks she has to do it in order to be healthy, which I
Yep.
definitely agree with. And she is same age like me, mid 30s, and she thinks she needs to start doing something
Yep.
before it's too late, and
Yep.
she needs to lose a little bit of weight. And I thought, so well, the main thing of losing weight is your nutrition anyways, but I would
Yep.
hardly recommend to do resistance training as well. And she always tells me, "Oh, Kate, I don't care about the training," and then I don't know really what to do. She's not bad actually, but she's not very. No, she actually got some strength, and she with her form and everything, it's not. There's things to improve, but she's not bad.
How long has she
And
worked for?
she's been working with me for 3 weeks now.
I was gonna say, I always get
And
people don't know if they'll enjoy the gym or not. You just got to start getting them results.
yeah,
You got
so really
results
good.
yet?
Not yet,
That's what
because she's not doing what I'm saying.
well, prime
I
example
think
of what
that's
we
the
just
main
spoke about,
issue,
mate.
making people to actually do what I say. I think that's the main issue. So I got her now because I said I need a food diary of you, and
Yeah,
she hasn't done it over the last 2 weeks. And I said, so when I got back from Bali, I said, okay, I haven't received anything from you. And I was like, while I was in Bali, I messaged her to ask how she's doing, and
yeah,
she was. I said, okay, if you're sick, just focus on your recovery. And then, but over the last 2 weeks, she hasn't sent me anything about her food or something. I
She's
said,
in
I don't know
Bali.
what.
She's in
Yeah.
Bali. She's gonna do shit all. She's gonna put weight on.
No, no, I was in Bali. She was here working, and she
Okay.
always says, "Oh, I'm so busy." I said, "I'm busy too."
Tell me
And
how it is. If I don't get this stuff for you, I can't guarantee your results. But that's where you kind of got to get them straight away at the start as well. You can still do it. Just be savage with her. Send her a voice message and just be savage. Just tell them how it is. So, hey,
he said he's giving me on Saturday. We got another session. She said she wrote everything down this week, what she eats and drinks.
yeah,
So I think she kind of, because I kind of told her that she's not gonna lose the weight if you keep going like that. And I
yeah,
think she understood it a little bit. And now I asked her on Wednesday, so, oh, I haven't received anything again. What's happening? Oh, I'm writing everything down and I'm giving it to you on Saturday. I said, okay, cool. Give
yeah.
me work for the weekend.
Make sure
And
you get the weekend though as well. Don't just get Monday to Friday. Got to
that
make
is
sure.
what that's what I want in an entire week, especially the weekend.
Yeah. So that's
She
your
doesn't drink. She doesn't drink or anything.
yeah, that's your opportunity to be savage. Take the stuff and be like, cool, awesome, thanks for that. I'm going to overlook this and give you some feedback about it, and we're going to start getting the results that you want. Because if she's not enjoying the gym, it's because she hasn't gotten the results. I don't know anyone that loses 5 kilos or puts 5 kilos of muscle on and be like, oh yeah, I hate the gym, but I'm getting results. I'm getting the way I want. Oh, you get every now and then, actually, every now and then, maybe out of like 30 people, you get one or two. They'll be like, oh,
The
I
end
hate
of
the
the
gym, but I'm getting results, so I keep doing it.
yeah, it's a little bit tricky to handle her. She doesn't want to do too heavy because she's scared of getting big muscle. And I told her, I promise you, you won't get any big muscle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you need to
Go too
do
heavy.
a lot of work. You need to work really, really hard to get those muscles.
Yeah. Yeah. That takes a certain genetic type and a certain way to train to get big muscles. But yeah, just, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
savage.
so
Tell her how it is.
it's difficult to handle that. I don't know how to get her to understand. I think that's the main thing.
Tell her the truth. You're going to do these
Yeah.
things. You said you wanted to lose 5, 10 kilos. If you don't do these things, it's not going to happen. Did you want to lose the weight or did you want to, be healthier? Yeah, you told me you did. Okay. You got to do these things. Why aren't you doing it? Oh, I'm too busy. So it's not that important for you then.
Hmm.
I love saying
Yeah.
that. You get that awkward silence because like, oh shit, did she just actually challenge me?
Oh yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love
Yeah.
that shit. See what people say. I get a little bit nervous still. Like, oh yeah, I just said something. Let's see how they respond. Like if it's not that important for you, I'll say that. Well, you haven't done it, but you said you want it, so it's not that important then. I'll be like, oh
Is
no,
it
I'm busy. Yeah, okay.
is it
But
bad
you
to
said you
use
wanted.
your own? Is it bad to use yourself as an example, or is it something that you probably
I always
shouldn't
use
do?
myself an example.
Because I said, so hey, look, my day starts at 5 a.m. I'm finishing at 8 p.m. I still have work to do, and I'm still managing my workouts, my meal prep,
Hmm.
and also prep for a show over the last 6 months. And
The,
then the answer that I got was like, yeah, but it's your lifestyle.
the only thing that people can challenge you with that's hard to come back with if you're not in that situation is if they have kids. If they have
Yeah.
kids and say they're busy and you don't have kids, that's a hard barrier to overcome because that's a different ballgame. I start using people can't use that excuse with me because I say I have kids. So
Yeah.
cut that shit out straight away. But I come from an understanding point. So I'm like, hey, look, I get it. I have kids, so this is what we're gonna do. Because things with life happens, so this is what you do instead. Because I got kids and I still make it happen. Yeah. So you got to
I
come from
usually
that point.
say, look, I don't have children, but most of my friends and my sister, they all have children, so
Yeah. Just say
I
I
see it. So this is what I usually say because I personally don't have any children.
yeah, with people with kids though, that you just have to sympathize, and it's more like, can you take them out on a walk? Can you get your steps in? Or I understand what happens, kids get sick, so you can't make it to the gym. We're going to give you home workouts. Oh, you got to cook food for the family. Yep, cool. So it's either you make something that everyone can eat that you can, or it's as simple as cook your own batch of food in the fridge. You eat everyone with everyone else, and you take a little bit of what you got to eat and eat with them, so you can still eat it with the family. You can always do it. Just people just make up shit excuses why
Um,
it's too hard, and it's like, well, if it's too hard, then it's not that important for you.
this is actually all the time what I get when I have women who have children and they have maybe a husband and maybe two, three children. I
Yeah.
said, oh, then I have to cook like 5 different meals. And I
Yeah.
was just like, actually, you don't. Just make your kids eat the same thing.
Yeah. Sorry, say that again. I just had someone come in.
Yeah, I had like, this is actually the meal thing, the food, especially around dinner time. That's the main thing that I get when I have clients who have children, women who prepare the dinner at home. They
Yeah.
said, "Oh yeah, my husband doesn't eat that, my kids don't eat that, and then I have to cook 5 different meals."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. If they don't eat it, then they don't.
Up to you. Either they put an hour, hour and a half aside, cook their own meals for the week, and then they can still cook for the family. It depends how badly they want it. That's did it in my family. We made
Yeah,
it work. I've seen other people do it. I've seen mums and dads, be shredded, preparing for competitions, and they still got to work full time. They got young kids, still make it
yeah,
work. But you know what? It's because they want it. Or you can have a
yeah,
mum that kind of wants it. Oh, I kind of want to lose 5 kilos, but I got kids and that means I got to cook all this food separately. Yeah, it's too hard. That's what they're saying.
yeah. It's exactly yes. It's
That's
actually not.
that's what they're saying. They're just saying, oh, maybe that extra work's not worth it. Maybe losing the 5 kilos isn't worth it because I got to put an hour time aside to cook my own meals. It's too hard. That's all it is. So you're saying, oh, so it's too hard. It's too hard to cook your own meals for an hour. You can still buy it when you go shopping for buying all the other food. So that's not extra time. You just got to get that extra 1 hour, or when you're cooking everyone else's meal, cook your own there, get it ready, and then make it happen. But again, it's up to you. If it's too hard for you, cool. Then you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the answer. But if it's too hard, it's too hard. Like you can't force people. Some people will say it's too hard. Some people commit it. It's just how it is.
Mm. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I think this has kind of been helping everyone. Anyone else have any questions? Like, I'm happy to. We kind of with this webinar, we just dive into a few things. It's Q&A, but if anyone has any specific questions, put their hands up or anything because me and Kay have just taken the lead with this. Tash has got her hand up.
Hey guys, how you going?
What's up, Tash?
Yeah, really, this is a really good point. I'm glad that this is being brought up because all my clients, well, 90% of my clients this year obviously had their last body scan for the year. I've had a couple of clients that either one wasn't well or two couldn't find when available on the day we had the in body scanning club. I gave those guys locations that the guy was using during the next week or so, just sort of as a end of the year sort of thing. They did one at the beginning of the year, use it as a reassess. Everyone's done well, but they've got the results. They haven't done as well as what they could have, and I'm just looking at trying to put into place, obviously, some more non-negotiables moving forward for next year. Obviously, no one was really tracking their nutrition at all this year. They had been given all the information, the macros. They've been given, our app to log stuff into. We've got recipe books that are loaded that they could purchase that had all the nutritional stuff loaded into the app, that sort of thing. But yeah, it was basically a lot of them. It was just that were just the basic sort of stuff wasn't there. They weren't doing their check-in. So I'm thinking, how do you guys implement? Obviously, I was reading a couple of other blogs during the week about putting non-negotiables into people's training as far as what is acceptable and what's not. I've read some of them were saying, yeah, it's a positive thing. Some people were saying, I've been reading saying it's not. Obviously, like my price point's changing as of January because the body scans are being included into their costs of their direct debit. So there's no excuse for them to not do the scans because it's already pre-done, prepaid. I'll be paying the guy automatically.
Yeah.
They decide not to use it, that's on them, but it's included anyway. Right. So that's taking that away. But like the basic stuff we normally say to people, look, we've got a check-in system we can use through our app where people can do their check-ins. No one really does their check-ins. They're not logging their nutrition. I know there's a few of them that aren't doing the 10,000 steps and stuff like that. How do you put these non-negotiables in? And I know originally when I first started, there was a discussion with Si with the PT session log as far as punishments. If they're not doing stuff, I struggle with that, the punishment side, because it's kind of, how do you go around and obviously implement that sort of strategy moving forward?
Don't call it a punishment. Let's call it accountability.
Yeah. So what's
non-negotiables? I don't do non-negotiables with check-ins. It's up to people to check in.
Yeah.
It's there, like the body scanner. They don't have to do it, but they're still paying for it. So the check-ins, the non-negotiables, is like everyone gets to check in. If they don't check in, and they, not getting the results, then that's a prime example. So it's up to them.
Yeah.
When it comes to the punishment, don't call it that, because then it gives it a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Cool. So Tash, you got to do. I want you to do the floor this week. You got to get 20 names, and if you don't do it, then I think a good little just keep you accountable. How about then? I got to see you do 100 burpees on the video. How about that? Let's just keep it. That will give you a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to motivate you, because you don't want to do that.
No.
At no point did I say it's a punishment.
No.
So a bit of motivation. Yeah. I'm going to write it down. 100 burpees, Tash, if I don't see 20 names. Yeah. Okay, cool. Done. All right. Next person.
Yeah.
Is that a negative? It's like, motivation.
I mean, look, I've just put it back to them, and I've just given feedback to everyone that's done their scans, and we've redone their nutrition stuff so that all their new data is uploaded into the app, so they've got it. We're starting with, as of Jan, with the nutrition stuff, as with logging at least hitting their calorie number and then their protein, and then just making sure that they're logging at least their breakfast and their sups as a start-off point, and then slowly increasing that. But the feedback I've given to everybody is, look, you've done really well this year, not as well as you should have, but and I basically said to them, the reason you haven't got as good a results as what we wanted was nutrition wasn't being logged, so I couldn't give you feedback. And then for those, there's one that's basically their hydration's been really bad, really poor, so it's kind of like, well, that's part of it. And then there's a couple that just, they're walking, getting those 10,000 steps in during the day. And I said, I know that, I always do check-ins, and I always ask them how they're going, how their week's going. Some don't give me anything back at all, whatever. So if you want to sort of improve your progress for next year, these are the things that you need to make priority outside of the sessions and stuff like that. And then I've got one of my clients, he's normally does 330s, and then he wants to drop down to 245s, which is fine. And I said to him, okay, well, I said, well, we can definitely give that a try. But I know that he said to me, he originally was doing 330s with me originally, was because he wasn't coming into the gym. And he was only coming in when he had sessions with me. He had a break part of this year because he had a bit of a tax debt he had to sort of pay back, so he took a bit of time just to try and get that done, which was completely fine. And I said, look, you've got access to the programs, you have access to stuff to keep going with that, keep doing the basics, and then I'll touch base with you I did the time hold form, did an 8-week pause, so we'll reevaluate and see where you're at, and then recommence from there. And I went back and had a look at, there was no logging of the workouts. I went back to have a look at his access through Clubwise to see if he had been in. He hadn't been in. He didn't come in at all during that time. So I was kind of like, it kind of knew, it's kind of like, well, you're now saying to me you want to drop back to 2 sessions a week, and I said, how accountable are you going to be for coming in for that 3rd session? To come in and do, where I've got other guys that are at that point they're wanting to drop back, but they're consistent all the time. So yeah.
Is that like a question, or you
how do I approach it without being an ass, basically?
you You have to be nice.
Yeah.
What did I just say to Kate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not going to respect you.
Yeah.
Or you can be nice and be
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, you didn't do this stuff, but that's okay. Do you still want to
Yeah.
do the third session? You
Yeah.
gotta be nice. Be
Yeah.
nice.
Because I was potentially even thinking at one stage just doing it as, okay, we'll drop back to the two sessions with you coming and doing a session on your own. We'll do it because a program phase is about 10 weeks normally.
Yeah.
We'll see how we go for that 10 weeks, see if you get 90% of the time, or there's got to be a quota that you have to be coming and logging that third session. If you're not logging in the app, it means it hasn't happened. I don't want it being that, okay, you've come in, you haven't logged it, so no, it has to be logged. And then reevaluate from there and go, okay, have we hit that target? Great. Yep, no problems. Keep going. Or no, we're falling behind. I think we need to go back.
It's up to you. I was having this conversation with someone else about just how to keep people accountable. Like you can tell them, you can say, all right, you got to do this stuff. And if you don't do it, then I'm not going to give you this. Or the next time we meet up for, like, if you wanted to, you could say, hey, if I don't see you doing this check-in or this food, then next time we meet up, we're not going to train. We're just going to go through and fill in all your food.
Yeah.
You could do that. That again, that's being savage. And then they'll start doing it because, well, I don't want to spend 30 minutes filling my food log in. I want to actually train. But yeah, well, do your food log. If it's not done, we're going to sit down and do your food log. And you're going to miss out on 10, 15 minutes of training. You pick.
Yeah.
You could do that. But then again, yeah, that's up to you. That's what I would do. If you were that adamant that you wanted people to do this stuff because that's what's going to get them results, which it is.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. You didn't fill it in. All right, cool. So we're going to sit down for 15, 20 minutes and fill it all in your food. If you don't remember, we're going to sit down and we're going to put it all in manually. It's going to probably take 20 minutes. And then we'll have 10 minutes to do some training.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Has anyone had any issues with clients? I've got two older guys, and they're really bad communicators. Like, because I always do, I always at the start of a session, I started with, how's your week been? How'd the body feel last week? Trying to get some ideas, and obviously I know for a lot of them, they're both corporate, so they do a lot of like traveling and they, eat out and stuff like that, which is fine. But trying to get some feedback as far as how they're progressing, what's happening outside of the sessions. How do you break down that communication, get them to open up a little bit more? Because that's for me is like, I'm running them through the sessions. I know I've taken advice from you guys before saying, you can't worry about a client's progress more than themselves. Like, you can only do so much. But I kind of feel like I'm going through the sessions, but I just kind of feel like they could be more, or I could help them more, but they're just not opening up. They're not, yeah.
I would just say that's their issue, but I think so. Christian's come off mute. He might have something to say.
I have a client of around that age. She had a very broken communication to start with, and we just broke down the barriers. That's all we really did. And then now she's like, pretty much, she loves me to death. And we've seen great results come out of her now. She's losing 0.7 kilograms per week. Her diet's a lot better. She's a lot happier now. So she's changed the way she socially thinks because we've broken that barrier. It's a matter of that's all I do is just break the barrier, and then it's breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah. How do you do that?
It's just be open and honest. Hey, this is the standards. I set the standards because she didn't want to do any weigh-ins with me to start off with. I said to her, look, and I said, we need to do your weigh-ins to see what progress we're going to make results out of this. And the next week she had to think about it. All she thought we were doing is just doing exercise. That's all she thought that we were doing together. I said, no, so we need to see the progress. Do you want to lose the weight? This is how we're going to do it. And the next week, in her check-in, she started doing her weigh-in straight off the bat. I actually said to her, I'll give you 6 weeks, but we're going to do a weigh-in after that 6 weeks just to get her comfort. She doesn't want to use the functional zone at that point in time as well. She only wanted to do pin loaded. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Now she said to me, can we go down that area? So she's broken that barrier down now. She's feeling more comfortable.
Because I do know with this client, because I was training his fiance at the beginning of the year, and there was a few things, and she said, yeah, he's not a great communicator. She's basically said, yeah, that's one of his points. Like he just doesn't. And this was the other thing was with this particular client this year. He actually had he was MIA for a couple of sessions, which was really unusual. So I checked in on his missus and said, look, he actually ended up having a mild heart attack, and had stents put in, and he had to have obviously medical leave and whatever. And then I check in, see how he is. I gave him some advice as far as coming back to training, looking at certain things to help and that sort of thing. And so I modified his sessions obviously because he's had that procedure and whatever. So I'm modifying a little bit, giving him more rest times, not pushing him too much. And I said, we're going to, take things a bit easier for the next 4 weeks just to get you back into it. And he kind of bit my head off. He goes, the second week, he goes, why are we going heavy? I said, well, we've got to build you back up because of whatever. And he basically goes, I don't have a heart condition. But he said, because he said, I had to have blood tests, blah, blah, blah. He's on warfarin, whatever. But he was completely in denial of the fact that he had a cardiac condition. And so, yeah, that was, for me, that really took me back. I was like, well, now I'm not pressing the issue. I'm just going about my business as far as training him safely. But, yeah, that's sort of the temperament he is at the moment. And I'm thinking, I just don't know how to break down these barriers with him without, getting him upset or offended or whatever.
Don't worry about people getting offended. That's their issue if they get offended. But so that's me being savage. If they get offended, that's not ups. Yeah. That's their issue. But if you think someone's had a heart thing, you should be asking straight away. I need evidence that you have been cleared, because I've got your partner that you've been. Yeah. This has happened. So what is it? And if I find out you're training, you're exercising without being cleared off, you can be banned.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did get medical clearance and I did ask for it. So I did get that medical clearance saying he was clear to go back. So, yeah, that's what I had. But as far as any other updates and whatever, they just keep doing the blood tests and whatever. Yeah, so, and I can tell when he's had the blood test because he bruises pretty badly, but that's
clear. Go ham. He's clear.
Yeah, all right.
So but they would say you have to go easy with him. If they haven't, cool, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, don't be worried about offending people. As I've said to Kate, he's got to be savage. Tell them how it is.
Yeah.
Don't worry about offending people, because then they won't respect you. Oh, cool. They're not trying to upset me, so I can walk all over them. I can tell them that, oh, yeah, I didn't feel like filling out the calories this week, and they're going to say it's okay, so I can do what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
That's right. Yeah. All good. Getting good this webinar. It's good. Good. Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? Any issues? Is this kind of resonating with everyone? This makes sense. I'm sure everyone's had similar issues, unless they're new into their PT journey and haven't dealt with this kind of crap yet. Caitlin, you got your hand up. What's going on?
Oh, I've actually got something to add to Kate's convo regarding clients that feel like they don't like the gym or they don't like working out. So I had a very similar situation with a client this year. She was like, oh, I just don't like working out. I want to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. And I actually found the breakthrough for her was, of course, like her losing the weight, like starting to see results, but also when she followed me on social media and started engaging with my content. I'll post a lot of things about have the bigger why behind health and fitness and how I was able to get through illness by having a healthy body, and then sharing my own journey, and then sharing other clients, lifting heavy weights and just feeling strong, feeling better. And then I sort of noticed her mindset shift to something that was a lot more sustainable, rather than I just have to lose weight. I don't like working out. I have to go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. So, I get to go to the gym, and her actually getting excited when she was able to do assisted pull-ups and start to feel stronger and start to progress her weights and stuff. So her actually just engaging with my content and my message and stuff outside of the gym, not just me talking to her and trying to like, get through to her. That really helped with her just like motivation and consistency, and actually start to enjoy the feeling of like lifting heavy weights and feeling stronger alongside the whole fat loss thing. And I had a similar situation with a very young client. She was a 14-year-old client whose dad was paying for her to come to the gym, but her mindset was also sort of warped. Like she kept asking those questions like, oh, is lifting weights going to make me bulky? Or, she wanted like a smaller waist and a thigh gap, like all very sort of vain reasons behind training. But then, her engaging with my content, like I'll always encourage like eating all your meals and, be a post videos of myself lifting heavy weights and obviously not looking like masculine or bulky or anything like that. And then her mindset sort of changed to like, oh, it's actually cool to like eat lunch, because she just wasn't like eating in general. So she's like, oh, it's actually cool to eat lunch and eat breakfast, and I'm not going to get bulky from lifting heavy weights. So I think I realized that like social media, if you get your clients to follow and engage with it, the stuff that you share on there can actually be really helpful just for their mental side of things, just to keep them going if they sort of feel inspired by you or inspired by the other clients that you share and their journeys and stuff. It'll just, sort of make them a bit more adherent, but also just shift their mindset to something that's a lot more sustainable if they are sort of coming to you with maybe a warped view of like, oh, I have to go to the gym, or I just have to lose weight, but I don't like training, or I don't want to train, but I have to. Just sort of get them to change and to actually see the enjoyment of the process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. It's getting people to enjoy the process is the biggest thing. But yeah, learning new things, learning new skills, and it comes down to them getting results is the biggest thing. Well, I find as well anyway. And being yourself, being, as I said, a savage, but being nice about it. Being a savage and a servant. Tell them how it is, but then serving them. So, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to help you out. But yeah, that was good, Caitlin. Exactly right. Does that helps you out as well, Tash? What Caitlin said, align. Yeah, sure, everyone's in the same boat with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. Like my socials, like I'm starting to improve on it. I used to do a lot of stuff where I used to post my own training and my own like photos of like my meals and stuff like that I would have, and I kind of got just to try and get that engagement, and so that people can see it was just norm, and using like stories as far as for that sort of stuff. But I guess now I think, because I stopped doing that for a while, because I thought, well, it's not all about me. I want to sort of help more people, but I'm thinking about obviously going back into my schedule as far as what I'm doing socially, and then maybe I should start incorporating some of that a little bit more back. So it's making it more, okay, it's a lifestyle sort of thing. But like you said, changing those dilemmas is what people are, that, for my clientele that see my stuff as like, well, this is the sort of foods that she's eating, and being able to sort of break down those barriers. But also for the female clientele that don't want to get bulky and this and that and whatever, using it more as that inspiration component.
I was say the social media is all about, that's why we have school and we have VIP groups as well. So you can create that community.
Yeah.
That helps other people see, life isn't about, going to the gym, lifting a barbell, then you put on, getting bulky. It's not, it's a way of life.
Yeah.
You choose it to be. It helps you become healthier, helps you become more confident. Life gets better.
Yeah.
Being healthier.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because even we were thinking about just trying to get a bit more engagement on both of those, and so we're doing, because we treat encourage all of our clients to do like a treat meal once a week. So we're at that point now where it's like, well, we're starting with putting a schedule post up, with be a Friday, Saturday, because that's usually when most people will go and have a meal at, or towards the end of the week. Just trying to get people sort of posting a little bit more, sharing where they're at, tagging your business in there or whatever, just to sort of, we don't care what it is, because if you're good, during the week, then you're allowed to have that one meal where you're not, whether it be having something different that you would normally have, or having the luxury of going out, on date night, or, a friend's birthday, whatever, trying to create that positivity thing. Well, you can have the best of both worlds. You can still enjoy that, meal that's sort of not on plan sort of thing, once a week, and still, get those results that you're after, and just trying to get that interaction that people kind of are stagnant and say, oh, that looks really good, or, trying to get people, asking, questions and getting a bit more engagement in that as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, but just exactly on that. Does not to change the subject, but does anyone else, because we're just coming up near the end now, does anyone else have anything they want to bring up as well, or add on to that? Anything, issues? So we've gone on some big tangents here. Everyone's pretty happy. Everyone's pretty happy. No, everyone's pretty good. Cool. But yeah, exactly that. With good topic. It comes down to just showing everyone that keep it simple. There's life. When it comes to the gym, being healthier, bringing people together. Yeah, people are afraid because the gym is new. It's scary. It's unusual. I always tell people when someone's scared of the gym and, I don't want to get bulky, blah, blah, blah. It's intimidating. No one was born in the gym. I wasn't born in the gym. I was just like, I was like, oh, this big scary place. Doesn't stay like that. And what's it called? It's actually like a starlight syndrome, where you walk into a gym and you think everyone's looking at you. It's actually like a mental thing. But yeah, again, make a community. The gym's a community. That's why we have the social media, as we discussed, VIP groups, or school if you're making a school, and then promoting, exactly what everyone's in the same boat for. Everyone's at the gym working on themselves. No one's looking at each other because everyone's too busy looking at themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. No worries, Christina. Anything else?
I did one quick breakthrough this week. It was sort of on topic, but I end up my casual job, or my job I had for 14 years that I was working on the side, they decided to let me go last week. And it was basically company based. They said I didn't have enough availability and that sort of thing, which is fine. I was really negative about it because it was kind of like I would have preferred to have resigned on my own terms rather than being, shafted after 14 years. But it took me this week to that opportunity where in the back of my head, I was actually thinking mid-year of like renegotiating. And so do I want to still keep this thing on the side to be able to then run my business? And then when this came up, it was like, okay, I was a little bit emotional over it because it had been such a big period of my life. But then I'm like, well, I've always talked about, trying to build a little bit more on the Saturdays when I used to have shifts and stuff like that, where I couldn't take on more clients or I couldn't do certain things. I've now had that mental shift. It's like, okay, this is done and dusted, whatever. And now I can then focus the Saturdays and be able to take on more clients and building the business in a little bit better fashion than what I have, purely just because of not knowing on those Saturdays whether, I'd get a shift or not get a shift or whatever. So it was sad, but I've now kind of had that turn now where I'm like using it as a positive, thinking, you know what, I had 4 years, great, it's come to an end, which was probably at this time of the year. I discussed it with Anth at the beginning of the year, thinking we'll get to Christmas this year, see where I'm at as far as do I want to continue or do I want to say, okay, it's time to sort of let it go. Where now it's kind of forced my hand a little bit, and I'm thinking, you know what, there's something. 2025 is going to be is a big year, and there's a lot going to be happening. So maybe it's just Mother Nature or something in the universe saying, you know what, you've got goals next year. You now have to let this go to be able to then move on to the next chapter. So
see everything as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Things don't have to be bad. It's up to your perspective of everything in life. Yeah, everything is an opportunity. I've been through some hard shit in my time, and it can be challenging at times, but you still would perceive everything as best as you can as an opportunity rather than, oh no, this is the end, it's all shit. It's like, no, everything everything can be perceived as an opportunity with exactly the situation. So well done, Tash. Cool.
It's a big mindset shift regarding that too, because that was like the company I've been there for 14 years, and I actually built the store I was in. I was in the same location for 14, and I built the store right from the ground up, from when they were building the changing rooms to whatever. So there was that emotional connection, and I'm thinking, yep, great, now move on. Like, it was that, I think the hardest thing was like allow myself that time to grieve, because it was taken away. The opportunity for me to resign was taken away from me, but at the end of the day,
correct.
Yeah.
You can move on. Opportunity. No, well done, Tash. Cool. We're gonna have to wrap things up here, guys. Well done for showing up today. Big one, a bit more deeper as always. We always go deep. Thanks for showing up, guys. Well done today. Let's have a good weekend, guys. All right, get it done. We know what we need to do as always. Keep rocking and rolling, and I'll see you next week as well. That's right, guys. Thanks.